Oh, yeah! You know what time it is. That's right, it's time for the Eddie and Webby Podcast! Yo, I'ma bust out some theme song action for you. Check it out. The Eddie and Webby Show is fun for all. We drink craft beer and mostly talk about pickleball. So if you didn't know, now you know. 'Cause it's time for the Eddie and Webby Show.
On today's episode, Eddie and Webby have a breakdancing competition. This is the Eddie and Webby Podcast.
No, I'm not interested, and for the 100th time, please put me on the do not call list. Yes, I'm fully aware of the new drop serve rule, but if you call me again, I'm going to drop serve a ball right into your face. Do you understand? Okay, thank you. Bye. Oh, hey, how's it going? This is Webby, not Eddie.
And I'm Eddie, and this is our 82nd podcast.
Oh, yeah, episode number 82, and we're going to have some very talented pro-level pickleball players joining us soon, so you'll definitely want to hang out with us for that.
That's right. I can't believe we made it to 82, but here we are, and guess what? We are live. We are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube, and I'm going to go with 7 people. For the 7 people that care, we are live on Twitch. Can you believe that? I picked 7 tonight, Webby.
That's crazy. Unheard of, even.
That's right. This show is meant to be interactive, so if you have any questions or comments for us, but more than likely for our guests that we're going to be having on tonight, please throw them down in the comments below, and if they're good enough, Webby just might be bringing them up, which is pretty exciting. Right, Webby?
That's right. That is correct.
Yes. And guys, stick around. We are going to be doing Dinking Around with Eddie and Webby after the show tonight, but we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're actually going to take the stream completely down and start a whole new stream. We're going to test that out for 2021, see if that's better. So definitely stick around for after, I would say about 4 minutes, 5 minutes after the podcast ends, we'll be having another episode of Dinking Around with Eddie and Webby. But we have a couple special guests that we're going to be bringing on here tonight. But Webby, before we do that, I want to know, the frickin' world wants to know what in the heck is going on with Twitter.
Oh man, the frickin' world wants to know, and the frickin' world will find out. But let's let me pull up Twitter here on my phone. Let's see what's going on in the Twitter sphere. Here is a tweet from Al Borland. The Pickleball Hall of Fame episode of the Eddie and Webby podcast was awesome. It was so cool to hear from so many pickleball legends. Well, thank you, Al. I appreciate that. And yeah, that was awesome. I loved that episode. It was so cool to have so many pickleball legends on and hear their stories and just hear about pickleball in general. I loved it.
That was a star-studded cast right there, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, by far the most amount of guests we've had in one episode. It was pretty fun. Let's do another tweet here. Here's one from Bert and Ernie Sanders. Eddie and Webby, more like idiot and stupid idiot. Am I right? That's what is this? It's like not even clever. Come on. If you're going to troll, can't they come up with something at least somewhat creative?
Like something clever. That was stupid. You're the stupid idiot. Bert.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, let's do one more Twitter message here. Here's one from Joel Biden at Eddie and Webby. The Webby versus Everybody series has been fun to watch. Who will Webby be playing against next? Also, has he thought about playing against people that aren't pros so he actually has a chance of winning? LOL. Yeah, I have thought about that as a matter of fact. But you guys are not going to want to miss the next one. It's actually going to come out sometime in the next few days, maybe early next week. But I'll be playing against the one and only Gucci Zane Navratil, if you can believe that. So it's a fun one. I'm not going to give too many spoilers, but we incorporated some equalizers because I'm sure just that first, like when you first hear that, obviously you're going to think I got destroyed, but we did something to kind of equalize things a bit. So you'll want to tune in for that and see how things go.
Did he chop off a leg?
I'm not going to reveal anything. He may have done that. I'm not gonna spoil it.
All right.
And then to answer the other part of Joel's question, actually, there are going to be some upcoming episodes where I play people closer to my own skill level. So it's not always going to be just top level pros. Sometimes I will play against people closer to my skill level, and I've got some fun episodes planned, so you're not going to want to miss it.
I'm excited for it. Do you know what else I'm excited for?
What's that?
Beer.
Ooh, yeah. I like beer.
Yes. And Webby, what are you going to be enjoying tonight?
Well, I will be enjoying another beer from our friends over at New Belgium. And this is one, it's new to me. I'm very excited about it. It's called Higher Plane IPA. And it is considered a hazy imperial IPA. So I am looking forward to enjoying this tonight.
Nice.
What about you?
I'm actually going to be having a New Belgium beer as well. This is a Citradelic Tangerine IPA. We did have the Citradelic Lime IPA, I believe, on one of our earlier podcasts, but this is the Tangerine IPA, which I'm very excited about. I'm also very excited about New Belgium because they are getting into the pickleball world. They've been sponsoring tournaments. They've sent this beer to Webby and I to be able to drink on the show. And I don't know about you, Webby, but anytime I'm out there looking for products, if I know that they're a sponsor of this amazing sport called pickleball that we love, I'm going to buy their stuff hands down. It is a very good beer, but the fact that they also support pickleball makes it that much better, in my opinion.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'm all about supporting those who support the things that we love. So if New Belgium is going to support pickleball, I am gladly going to support New Belgium.
That's right. Cheers to you. Cheers to New Belgium.
Yeah, cheers.
Well, I say it's time to bring on our guest. What do you say, Webby?
Yeah, I say we do it by now.
Well, our guests tonight have quickly made their presence well known in the pickleball world. They have been on quite a few medal stands over the past year, and frankly, I don't really see that changing anytime soon. Please welcome to the show, Lauren Stratman and Lea Jansen. What's going on, ladies?
Hey,
Hi,
Eddie.
guys.
Hey.
Thanks for having us.
We're super excited to have you. I've gotten the chance to meet both of you in person a couple times, but it's always at events. I'm usually live streaming, running around. I don't get a chance to actually sit down and get to know you guys. So hopefully that's going to change tonight and the world's going to get to know you a little bit better because there are literally thousands of people watching right now.
Literally thousands.
Sure.
Love
Literally
it.
Thousands.
Literally.
Yeah, super excited to have you on. I know you guys have become pretty close friends. I'm assuming it's through pickleball, but how did you guys actually meet?
Yeah, so we go way back, as in a year ago.
A year? Okay.
It was definitely through pickleball. I played Lea in the Texas Open. I don't even think she remembers, but
I didn't. She told me this.
Yes, I told her. But she was playing with Christine McGrath. I was playing with Bobby Fumi. And I played her and I was like, oh, this girl must be really good. She's playing with Christine. That's a great partner. It's my first tournament or my first big tournament. So, and then she ended up getting bronze in the tournament. And I was like, this girl is probably
in
pretty
singles,
good. So,
not in doubles.
Singles. Yeah. She got bronze. And then I ran into her in Chicago and we played a few rec games and she said not one word to me the entire time. And I was like, hey, I'm Lauren, trying to get to know her.
I don't even remember this either.
She was didn't say a word to me. I was not worth her time. So that was our kind of our first encounter. And then from there, I don't know, Lea, how do we end up actually being friends?
And then and then we kind of ran across each other at the Texas Open. And I kind of just on a whim said, hey, if you're looking for a partner next year, let me know. And then the next week later, we went to Cincinnati. And that's where we pretty much battled each other for 3.5 hours. And I think we just kind of gained each other's respect there and decided, well, we might as well partner together. And yeah, ever since then, we just kind of have gotten along and trained together and gotten to know each other. So it's been fun.
That's cool.
Yep.
I can't believe it's only been a year, but I mean, pickleball in relative terms is still a pretty new sport for you. Lea, when was your first tournament you ever played? Because I think I might have been at it actually.
Yeah, it was July 2019 at the Bear City Open.
Didn't you do the?
It wasn't.
I thought you did the Meyer State Games right before that, didn't you?
Oh yeah. So that was I would say that was like my first tournament, and then I played singles there, and then I played at the Beer City Open 3 weeks later. But I remember Andrea Coop actually texted me and said like she could get me into the Beer City, and she told me to play the Meyer State Games before to get ready for it.
That's cool.
I actually totally forgot about that tournament. So it was in June 2019.
Yeah, because I was up in Grand Rapids for that, and then I came back up for Beer City Open, and I remember at the Meyer State Games, people were talking about, oh, you got to see this Lea girl play, and I had never really met you or heard much about you before that, and then I saw your performance at Beer City Open, and I was like, oh man, this girl can play. Like that was a pretty solid performance you had there.
Yeah, I guess we've gotten a little better since then.
Yeah, well, obviously, I mean, you've been kind of, consistently been getting onto the medal stand at your tournaments, which is pretty awesome. But I'm always impressed when I meet people in that short of a time who can pick up on the sport so fast and, kind of get to that level as quickly as you did, which is really cool.
Oh, thanks. Well, I would say we're pretty obsessed with it. So. Yeah. We work pretty diligently at it.
Well, so Lauren, you got into the sport not much before Lea did, right? When was your first tournament that you played in?
So mine was February of 2019. So just a little before her. And once I played a tournament, I was absolutely hooked. It didn't take much more convincing than that. So
what was the first tournament you played at?
It was a random, like, small local tournament in Simi Valley, California, and I played 4-0 mixed doubles and was called a sandbagger for a few months. So I played that, and then I played the Lakes tournament, also 4-0 mixed doubles, and was also called a sandbagger there as well. Even though I didn't really know what my level was. My partner told me I was a 4-0, so I was like, okay, like, sounds good. I put myself in 5-0 singles, and I played Corinne and Irina. So that was my first kind of exposure to them. But I remember watching the pros at that tournament and being like, wow, there's really another level of the sport. So it was fun to see that when I first started.
Were you living out in California at that time?
I was, yeah. So I'm from Santa Barbara, California, born and raised there, have pretty much lived there my whole life up until about 6 months ago. So.
And now you're in Tennessee, is that right?
Yeah, Knoxville, Tennessee.
Okay.
So it's been an adjustment. Lea's actually in the other room, so she's here in Knoxville right now. It's
a little different than the West Coast.
A little different. Yeah, I mean, I think it's just.
But it's pretty. It is pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. In the spring and fall, it's absolutely gorgeous. So, just a lot of greenery, just very spread out. We have a lot of land out here, and my dogs are happy. So, it's all good.
Well, your mom did invite me and Dominic Catalano to come check out the house sometime. So thank you, Mama Stratman. We'll definitely be making our way out there at some point, because I love Knoxville, Tennessee. I think it's a fun city. My wife and I have spent time downtown. We haven't really spent much time outside of that. What does the pickleball scene in Knoxville look like right now?
Yeah, I mean, there's quite a few clubs around that there's a lot of courts. So people, there's a lot of play out here. We have 4 really nice indoor courts that are permanent indoor courts. So like today we trained, it's called the Pavilion of Pickleball, and we trained there today. So yeah, and then, we have a court here. So it's pretty nice to play here when we can. So I think it's booming in this city.
That's cool. And so, Lea, I always think of you as being from Grand Rapids because that was the first place I'd met you. I know that's kind of where you got into the pickleball scene, but you're not from Grand Rapids originally, are you?
No, I'm from Eastern Washington, from Spokane.
Okay. When did you move to the Grand Rapids area?
Oh my gosh, when did I? It was like maybe of January 2015, I want to say.
Okay.
So yeah, I moved there and I was there up until a few months ago. So I was there for about 5 years.
And now you've moved back to Washington, is that right?
Yeah. I'm finished with my grad assistantship there. So I always said I would move back once I was done doing that. So now I'm back. All my family's there, and I have a pretty good pickleball situation there. So I always just kind of planned on moving back there.
Yeah, I see sometimes you train with this guy. I've never really heard of him before, like Tyson McMuffin or something like that. I don't. Yeah, is he good? I'm not
Yeah,
really sure.
occasionally I get to go out on the courts with him.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah, I'm sure that's horrible to get a chance to play with him, right?
Yeah. No, so he's been like a huge, huge help, especially in my singles game, as you can imagine, but like in all aspects. And so he's equally, when he's around, as obsessed as me. So we wake up every morning, whether his car's stuck or not, or my car's stuck or not, and we go in and we train from 6 to 9. And it's nice. It's made a huge, huge, huge difference in my game because of it.
Okay. So Lauren, singles, mixed doubles, women's doubles, which is your favorite?
Well, oh, that's tough. It's definitely not singles. It's that's an easy one to answer. But I really love, well, I've played a lot with Patrick Smith, and we have a really fun time on the court.
Mm-hmm.
And so mixed is obviously really fun. But, really looking forward to this year with Lea, too. I think women's doubles is going to maybe turn into the new favorite. Don't tell Pat, but
All right. Shh. We won't tell him.
we won't tell anyone.
Cool. All right.
Women's,
it's hard to say one or
women's
the
this
other.
year for me will end up being my favorite as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I like singles just because, that's how I've kind of like engraved my way into this, but I'm really looking forward to, having a really good women's partner and being able to hopefully do well.
That's cool. Yeah, I want to dig a little bit more into that too, about what's coming up for you guys here in the next year. But Webby, maybe there's a question on social media or something. What's going on?
Yeah, we got a good one here for Lauren, and this comes from Dane Gingrich. And he says, Lauren's a mental beast. What's been her physical focus getting ready for 2021?
Dane, thanks for the question. Dane and I go way back, actually. I don't know if you guys know that I was the flower girl in his wedding.
No, did not know that.
Yes. Yeah, when I was 5, I was the flower girl in Dane Gingrich's wedding. And then we randomly saw each other at a tournament. Actually, it was my first tournament that I played. And he was like, we have to play together. And we did. We played a lot in 2019, mixed doubles together. So love the question, Dane. Physical focus. Yeah, Lea and I have been, like, even just this week, just training a lot. We're working out in the gym. We are drilling constantly as much as we can, running a lot, just really feeling like we want to feel, just like machines on the court. So that's really the goal for this year, is just to, feel like we can go all day long and just continue to execute throughout, every day during these tournaments. So, and Lea's been putting a lot of off-court work into. So that's kind of been, both of our focuses right now.
Like when you go to the gym, what are some things that you work on that kind of translate well into your pickleball game? And I guess that's a question for either of you.
I like to focus on my first step and my explosion. Yeah. So any kind of leg work and like quick twitch kind of stuff, like me and Lauren, I made Lauren do some sprint works and like jump rope today, that kind of stuff. Anything along those lines.
Yeah,
I did.
Is there
ski jumps? We did a lot of.
Yeah, we did a lot of ski jumps. I like to do those because.
What's a ski jump?
Go ahead, Leia.
It's basically where you're just like from like one leg you jump over to the other, and usually I do it like on a tennis court, or today we did on the pickleball court where you just kind of jump from one side and to work on your Ernie, just to kind of become a little more explosive.
Okay. What's the exercise? And I'll start with you, Lauren, and I'll ask the same question to you after that, Leia. But what's the exercise you hate to do that it's like when I remember when I used to play football, I hated bear crawls. It was just the worst. I felt like I wanted to die. That was always my number one thing that I had this like mental block around. Like, Lauren, is there one that you despise?
I told Leia today, just in general, I hate doing abs. Like 2 months ago, we were in Grand Rapids with Andrea, and every time after practice, Andrea and Leia would be like, all right, let's go do abs. And I'd be like, yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Just like not even do it.
Yeah.
You didn't come once in like all 4 days.
One time. I would just go text and they'd like do abs. But yeah, like just abs in general, just like no. And we did a lot of planks today, so I'm proud of myself.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I said I made you.
Yeah, she did.
Strong core is important, right?
It is.
Exactly.
Unfortunately.
Leia, same question to you then. What is there one that you just like you despise?
I really hate burpees. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's just like you got to get up and jump and then do a push up. I don't know. I've always hated those.
Right.
Those do suck. Don't make me do those, Leia.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
Like,
I always
if you
avoid
actually
those.
said that we had to do those, I would say no.
Like, I'm out. I'm done.
Sometimes
Like,
they
peace
come up
out,
with my
Leia.
HIIT
Have
workout
fun.
and I have to.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I wanna talk.
What about
Nikki
you?
and-
Do you ever work out?
I do. I try to play 3 to 6 times a week whenever I can, and then
That's
I do
good.
have
That's a good
I do
amount.
have a pretty strict workout regimen. I walk 3 miles every morning. We have to walk our dog because she's high energy, and then I also, the days I'm not playing pickleball, I'll run, and I just try and do whatever I can to keep myself in shape, because I don't know about you guys, but between Thanksgiving and Christmas, all I wanted to do was eat, and I literally put on 8 pounds during that time. And so now it's like, I actually have a weight loss challenge going on with my neighbor between now and the U.S. Open. We're betting to see
nice.
who can win the highest percentage of weight between now and then. So we'll see how that goes. But I try.
Those
It's
are
tough.
motivating.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you have to.
actually did a.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I think it's good to have somebody to hold you accountable, right? Because it's like, I always have these grand visions of, yes, I'm going to do this and that. But if you have somebody that you can text, or they can text you or mess with each other, I think it just adds a little bit more of an element that leads to success when it comes to hitting your fitness goals.
Oh, definitely. I actually did a steps competition last month, initiated by Aaron D'Onofrio out in SoCal, and Jesse Irvine was in it, and Susanna Barr, and just some other, Zane Navratil was in it. And I didn't have my watch the first week, so I started at 0 while everyone was at like 150,000, which was a great start for me. But Jesse and Susanna were like hundreds of thousands of steps ahead of everybody else. I was like, these ladies they just don't stop moving. It's pretty inspiring. Well, Susanna did say she ran a marathon, so I was like, well, that helps. But yeah, it's fun though, like to be in like little competitions like that, even if you don't have a watch and you just look like the biggest, laziest. I will stop talking, but yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's
crazy.
pretty much what everyone was thinking about me, I think.
Well, especially
we're
once
like, Lauren sucks at this.
Once you start tracking your steps, it's crazy. Like to have a lens on it. It's like I try to get to 10,000 before lunchtime every day, and most people struggle to even get to 10,000. So it's like, it's crazy. Or the days where I might do like 2 drilling sessions of pickleball plus a 3-mile walk, I'll get to 20,000 in a day. It's crazy when you can draw a parallel between how much exercise you get and just the number of steps. And who would have thought, like, just count your steps and use that as a baseline is such a powerful thing.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't even know how many steps pickleball gives you. I've never counted it. How many, like, if you play 2 hours, how many steps does that give you?
I don't know.
19,520.
Not a lot.
Get
Really?
out of here, Abby.
I
No,
wouldn't
it's
think
not
it's
that
very
much.
much.
Take that many steps.
Well,
No.
It's
if you
not
play
even close
singles,
to what it would be for tennis.
I've been playing singles, so that's what happens if you play singles.
Wow, it's a
I
lot
think
of
I think you're just getting pushed around the court there too much, Webby. Usually, if I play for 2 hours, doubles, that's about I don't know, maybe 5,000 to 6,000 steps for me. Singles, if I do like an hour and a half drill session, I'll probably put in about 8,000. I would think maybe a little bit more than that.
I'm talking 2 hours,
That's
like
what I was
no
gonna
breaks.
say.
Like that's 2 hours straight
That's not
of
very
single.
much.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really not, and that's the thing is, now
It's not
the
very
Apple
much.
Watch, it has the when you can pick your exercise, you can pick pickleball, and it's crazy how much less calories it shows you burning when you're doing pickleball versus a lot of other activities. But it's still good to be able to track it, because before we didn't even have the ability to on the Apple Watch, and now we do.
Oh, there you go. That's inspiring.
Yeah. I'm sure people are fascinated by this conversation about exercise, so I'm going to move on to
Yeah, right. And
Yeah.
step counting.
and step counting.
Super exciting.
Let's talk nicknames here for a minute. So, Lea, do you have any nicknames?
No, besides Princess Leia, because no one knows how to pronounce my name. That's really the only one. I'm not like Lauren. Lauren's got a few.
Well, we'll get to Lawrence here in a minute, but Lea, I've heard your name pronounced, I think, three different ways. Lea, Lee, and maybe that's it. I don't know if there's another one that you commonly have gotten.
It's usually Lea. Yeah.
Lea.
That's usually it. But that's close enough. And I'm really terrible at correcting people. So like the first year I didn't correct anyone. Lauren actually called me Lea for like the first couple weeks.
I know.
No.
I didn't
Yeah, you
ask
did.
for a while.
That's hilarious.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
I asked and I kept calling you Leah.
Well, you didn't ask for a while, but for the first couple weeks, you just called me Lea, and I never corrected you. I should have probably corrected you.
I think I eventually asked,
Yeah.
and then I was like, I figured it out.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, it's a weird name. So really, Princess Leia is the only nickname I've ever really gotten.
What, do you like that or do you hate it? How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I mean, it's super fitting. No, it's whatever. I just think it's pretty ironic.
It's super fitting. That's funny.
Could not think of a more ironic nickname for you.
Yeah.
I know. So I'm like, but that's the only one really.
Okay.
I feel like if anyone called you that, you would punch them.
No, if it helps you pronounce my name, go for it.
That's cool. I guess that's
Good
a
point.
good attitude to have, right? Yeah, it's like whatever. If it helps.
Yeah,
cool.
I mean, I have to live with it. I hear it daily, so.
Is that who you were named after?
No. It's my mom's from Switzerland, so it's a Swiss name.
Okay. I didn't know. I mean, they could be Star Wars fans. You never know. Like,
Yeah, they could, but no. Unfortunately, no one in my family has seen Star Wars, including me.
what?
Yep.
We're ending this podcast immediately. You're out.
Yeah,
Come on.
that's not allowed here on the Eddie and Webby podcast.
Yeah, not allowed. That's all right. We'll give you a free pass just because you have a cool name.
There you go.
Yep. So Lauren, how about you? I've heard a couple nicknames for you. Do you wanna share
What have you
the
heard?
most common one?
Well, which ones have you heard?
No, I'm asking you. You gotta. What do most people call you?
I would say most people in pickleball actually call me Lolo.
Mhm.
And I think that's purely from my Instagram handle. I don't think that I've ever told anybody, like, I've never referred to myself as Lolo. But I think
So you just
lot
picked
of
that for Instagram? Is that like that wasn't like
Well,
a name that you went by or anything?
my parents my whole life have called me Lolo. So, and I just kind of like, I don't know. I guess I like it for my Instagram. But I would never say like, I'm Lolo. But people, they'll just call me it, or they'll ask me if they can call me it, and I definitely will respond. And then I have another one. It's actually Krolo, and that's because I am a quarter Croatian. My dad is half Croatian. And so when I was growing up in junior tennis, my parents, they came up with this Krolo nickname. And when I would stop, like, do you know in tennis when people grunt or they breathe, we call it like grunting or exhaling, breathing. If I wasn't breathing out on the court, my parents would be like, let's go, Krolo. And they would be like so in my face about it, like, start breathing. And so it was like code word. It was like kind of cheating, but like, that was kind of the inside joke there, is like, if I wasn't breathing out on the court. And sometimes I would totally hear them and intentionally ignore them and just not do it.
Right.
Just because I wanted to, I don't know, prove a point.
Yeah. It's like, I'm not going to listen.
Yeah, I mean, I was somewhat rebellious sometimes.
Yeah.
Not all the time. But yeah, those are like my two main ones.
No, there's not any more that you want to talk about, or no?
I don't think so.
Do you have one that?
You know any?
Yeah.
No, I was fishing. Krolo was the one that I want to bring up. And the only reason I say that is because when we were live streaming Martina's tournament, the American Pickleball tournament that you and Deckel hosted, she wanted to make sure that we referred to you as Krolo during the stream. And so that's where that came up. So.
Well, Dom always calls me Krolo too.
Yeah, Dom, I was going to say Dom always calls you Krolo.
Yeah, that started in Cincinnati somehow. So it's stuck.
I like it. Well, it's good. Webby and I don't have any good nicknames. We're kind of just, we're Eddie and Webby, just kind of.
Yeah, those aren't your names, right?
Yeah, they.
I don't
on
know.
the birth certificate.
Yeah, not necessarily my birth certificate, but yeah.
But
well, I feel like my nickname.
You go by Eddie and Webby.
I don't know. Webby, do you want to address this one? I'll let you.
Well, that's a good question. So yeah, outside of pickleball, no, we do not. I don't go by Webby outside of pickleball, but most of my life revolves around pickleball. So a majority of my life, I go by Webby. So, but I'll be honest, I feel like my nickname should be Eddie because most people call me Eddie when they see me.
Really?
Yeah. Nobody can tell us apart.
Yeah, I get it too. People are like, Eddie, Webby, I don't know which one you are, and so whatever. I get it. They're so closely sounding that I can understand why people would get confused by it.
Right. But I would like, to me, that just tells us, or it tells me that people don't actually watch our videos because, like I've said before, at the beginning and end of every single video that I upload on our YouTube channel, I say, this is Webby, not Eddie.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
It's just proof that, you're not a real fan. You don't even know which one I am.
Yep. Well.
Nice. Well, I like the nicknames.
Thank you. Yeah, it's way funner than our real names, which we'll never share.
Ooh.
Anyway, Lauren, I got a question for you. So, Webby and I are going to be co-hosting the Beer City Open this summer with Andrea, and I've never had I don't even know what's really involved in all that. I know you and Deckel were the host of the American Pickleball tournament. What does it mean to be a host of a tournament? Because it seems like it's a very popular thing that's happening now. What does a host do?
That's a great question. So for like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
I just get to hear my name a lot. Yeah, so I think people are trying to bring maybe attention to their tournaments, trying to get people to play. So they'll put, names on their tournament. But yeah, so Lea and I are going to be hosting, each of us will host an APP event this year. And I think we'll do a clinic. So they'll promote clinics for us. And then I think they'll cover our entry fee. Is that right, Lea? And
something like that.
Something like that. And then I'm hosting the Electrum Open in Palm Desert in December with Dane Gingrich. so that'll be fun. So yeah, it's just, we'll do a clinic together. We'll probably just, our name will probably just be shouted around randomly.
Cool.
But yeah, I don't know if there's much more to it.
You'll be a draw.
Yeah. Well, that's
be
the
a
thing
draw.
is
You'll
it
be the
does.
draw to the tournament.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I think it does add an element to that, so there's always this debate that goes on that I hear in the pickleball world around, well, what makes you want to sign up for a tournament? And should we offer, money for amateurs like the pros get or stuff like that? I can tell you that before I started to get into a lot of the live streaming and showing up at tournaments to actually work at them, I would look to see who some of the top players were. And down here, like if I saw that Kyle Yates was going to be at a tournament, yeah, I'm going to want to sign up for that because I know I'm going to be able to get access to watching that level of play. There's a draw that comes in with the pros that are going to be at these tournaments. And so I think it's important when you have Lauren Stratman or Lea Jansen at a tournament, yeah, call it out because that's going to bring a draw that it might not if those names weren't presented. I think it makes sense.
For sure.
Agree. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I completely agree too. And then in my case, like I live in Michigan. There's not a whole lot of pro tournaments going on other than the Beer City Open here in Michigan. So when it comes to like deciding what tournaments I want to travel to, because I'm going to have to fly most likely to any of the big tournaments with pros, that's exactly what I do. I look and see, okay, which pros are going to be at this tournament. Yeah, this is going to be worth my trip. So I think it's absolutely a great selling factor. However, I'm not so sure how good a selling factor Addie and Webby hosting a tournament is. I feel like they might not have realized what they were doing.
Come on. I think
they would be excited to see who you guys were.
All right.
That was very nice of you to say, but
Yeah.
you're full of crap.
Nah.
That's so funny. So Lea, you mentioned that you and Lauren are going to be partnering in some tournaments coming up this year. Do you guys have your 2021 schedule pretty much all mapped out at this point?
Yeah, for the most part. So we'll be in Punta Gorda this weekend, but we won't be playing with each other. But this will pretty much be the last one that we're not. 2 weeks in Mesa, the year opening PPA. That's kind of where we start.
Okay. And then
So we're pretty excited about it.
Yeah. Are you guys doing Simone's tournament in Tampa, the Florida Grand Slam in end of February?
Yes.
Okay.
We're not doing that one together,
We
though.
are, but-
I think actually February is our last month
your last.
where we're not together.
Okay. Delray Beach in March?
I have a few. We have
Yeah.
a few without each other though.
Yeah,
Okay.
we have a few.
Yeah, Delray.
Yeah, we'll be at Delray.
I would say that 90% of our schedule is together, but we've got a few scattered.
A few in
A
between.
few scattered ones.
Okay. Is there any?
Yeah, but we're
tournaments that-
really excited for
yeah.
Phoenix.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
That's good.
I think
No,
I'm delayed. Sorry.
No, it's all good. So you're excited for Phoenix. So are there any other tournaments that you guys are looking forward to? Are you coming down for US Open? Is there something that you're this is going to be the highlight of 2021?
I don't
You
know.
go, Leah.
I mean, we're pretty excited just to kind of play. I mean, me and Lauren are at the phase where this is our first full year on tour, I would say. We started in 2019, but both of us only played a few tournaments. And then 2020 kind of got cut short for us. So because of Corona. So this is kind of our first full year. So I'm just really excited. I know Lauren has, how many do you have? 35? Tournaments?
Yeah, I think I'm a crazy person.
What?
Yeah,
What,
30.
Yeah, I have 30. I have
What? You
so
guys
we're
are-
just, yeah,
That's
we're
nuts.
pretty crazy.
I mean-
but
Yeah.
we're just looking, yeah, I mean, this is what we like to do. So I'm pretty excited about all of it and just kind of at the year end of nationals to kind of see what we've done and where we've come in the year. Because it's crazy to think about where I am now, at least. I mean, I know we were just talking about this today, where we were from a year ago in February last year. It's just can't even believe it.
Yeah, I mean That's crazy. So 30 and 35 tournaments in 2021. That's 2 to 3 a month. That's crazy. How do you guys balance all that? Because I know this isn't the only thing that you're doing right now.
I mean, it pretty much is for me.
It's kind
Well,
of become
all
the
I
only
do.
thing we do.
But Lauren, I mean, you also you have clinics and stuff that you work in, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to schedule stuff like on the road. So,
Yeah.
you know, when we're going to certain tournaments, try to organize something, or I also work sort of for Chicken and Pickle. So I will do a bunch of clinics for them this year. And yeah, I mean, really, like this year for me is all about pickleball. It's there's not much else going on for me right now. So I'm pretty pumped to just get this year going for sure.
That's really cool. Talk to me more about these Chicken and Pickle clinics. So are they like multi-day? Are they, you with other pros? Like what do they actually look like?
Yeah, so I'm actually doing one with Lea next month. We're going to Kansas City and Wichita. And yeah, we'll just do it's like I think we're doing 3-hour sessions. So we'll do a couple of both of those locations, and then we'll do an exhibition in Wichita, and it's just kind of fun. Chicken and Pickle is such a great atmosphere, and I'm excited to bring Lea because she's never been to them. But it's the first time I ever went. It was just, I had such a blast. I highly recommend anybody who can go to one. I think they currently have 4 locations. I think they just opened up Oklahoma City, but they have locations in San Antonio, Texas, Wichita, Kansas, and Kansas City, Missouri. So if anyone, is like obsessed with pickleball like we are, I highly recommend going out to a Chicken and Pickle and just experiencing it. It's just so fun.
Yeah, it's definitely been something that Webby and I have wanted to do. But hey, Webby, if you ever want to beat me in any of the Eddie versus Webby matches, maybe these clinics might be a good thing for you to try out. I'm just throwing it out there.
I think we have a few spots left.
All right, I'll be there.
That's great.
Love it.
So, Lea, same for you. Are you going to be doing teaching and clinics as well as playing?
Yeah, I mean, I'll start. I've started teaching a little bit. Me and Lauren will teach together, and I'll teach for Robert for Engage. But I mean, both of us will be teaching, but a lot of the time we'll be playing. So that's kind of, I would say it's about like a 65-35 split.
Okay. And so when you guys are training, playing, being active on the court, like I can't imagine that I know you guys are younger, but it probably takes a toll on your body. Do you give yourself a rest day? Are there things that you do to kind of help you recover and make sure that you don't get burnt out?
You want to go, Lea?
Yeah. Well, what do you do, Lauren?
What do I do? Well,
Yeah, I don't get burnt out. I don't really take rest days.
No.
I will say that I'm a little concerned about 35 tournaments, and not about being burnt out by pickleball, but more so being burnt out from
Travel.
just constant travel. I think that takes a huge toll, and I can get pretty tired from that sometimes. So I think it's going to be super important to take days off in between, like really rest, like force myself to not play some days, because that's hard to do. Yeah, so that is a concern. Physically, I feel pretty good right now. I know Lea's feeling really good. We're making sure to like really incorporate a lot of stretching and warming up before we start and then after we play. So I know Lea's been doing a lot of yoga. I'll probably start doing that with her too. So yeah, we're gonna have to be probably downstairs.
I think a
later
big
do some
thing
yoga.
too is like on the road. I remember in October, I was gone every weekend and I ate terribly. And by the end of the month, I was just like ready to break down. So I think just like establishing a routine and making sure you're eating well. Me and Lauren just discovered Airbnbs last time, and it like was a huge help of just like cooking instead of just eating out every meal. So that's also a big thing. Eating right is like So big. It's hard though.
Yeah, of course. And that, to me, that's the biggest thing. Anytime I'm traveling, when we're live streaming these tournaments, obviously we're not putting our bodies through the same thing that you guys are, but it's long days. We're
Long
getting up at
days,
6 in the
though.
morning. We're not done with our stuff till 9, 10 o'clock at night. We're typically going out and having crap food, slamming a couple beers, and then going home and passing out, and then waking up the next morning and doing the same thing and doing that 3-4 days in a row. It can really take a toll on your body, and that's even without playing. So I can't even imagine what it would be like if you're not able to kind of take breaks and recover. So that's pretty impressive, Lea, that you don't need a recovery day. Have you always been like that, or is that something pretty new?
I mean, I would always say I'm pretty hyperactive, but I don't know. I always just think, well, what else am I going to do? And I really do truly enjoy doing it. So why not? But I mean, there's definitely like once every 6 weeks, I'll be like needing a day, and I'll take a day, but then I'm good for a while.
All right. Have either of you guys done cryotherapy at all?
No, and everyone keeps talking about this.
Yeah, I
Tyson is obsessed with it.
Yeah, I know. Both Johnny Pickleball and Kyle, they do it. Johnny does it here in Naples, not far from me, and he swears by it. And I've been wanting to go. I just never got a chance to do it. But I don't know if you guys have had an interest or if it's something you would add to your regimen.
I mean, I don't. Yeah, I guess stretching for me, I feel like is good enough.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never been to this recovery. I was just talking all about this with Tyson because I was saying I'll go into the steam room sometimes, but Tyson told me he has like $30,000 worth of recovery stuff at his house, and he's been going to Cairo. He does it all religiously.
Yeah.
Maybe we should look into it.
I don't know.
$30,000.
Do you do it? Do you do it on your tournament days?
Are you talking to me or Lauren?
Yeah. No, I know Lauren doesn't.
No, I probably should, but I also don't put my body through what you guys do on such a regular basis. But I would imagine if I was doing that, yes, I would need a lot of time to recover. Plus, I have a few years on you, and I know that the closer I get to 40, the longer it takes to recover. And it's to me, anything I can what's the word I'm looking for? Arm myself with, I'm going to do, whether it's making sure I'm hydrated with Jigsaw products, stretching after, doing more yoga, which my wife is on me about doing more of, and I know I should. Anything that I can do just to help my body recover quickly, I'm all about trying it out.
You sound healthier than us almost.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know about that.
We should be interviewing him.
You got to remember.
I know, right?
I don't know. I mean, here's the thing. I used to be 50 pounds heavier than I am right now. And when my wife and I moved down to Florida from Michigan, one of the things is we wanted to take advantage of, sunshine 300 plus days a year and being able to go outdoors almost the entire year. And exercise. And so, it's kind of been a struggle, but it's also been a priority, and it's much easier with our lifestyle down here. So I just try to make an effort, but I don't put my body through what you guys do as well. I mean, you guys like push it to the limit.
Well, you look great, Eddie, and congrats.
Thank you.
But I was going to say,
you look tan.
Well, yeah, I'm out in the sun all the time.
Yeah, I was going to say that I think since we both come from tennis backgrounds, we're used to training super hard. We both started at a young age and played college tennis, and I think it's just so much more enjoyable to do it for pickleball. For me personally, I think it's something for Lea too. I can say that actually, as a matter of fact. But we love pickleball. We love pickleball so much, so it's well worth it.
So that's something we haven't really talked about much yet. Yeah, go ahead, Lea.
Oh no, I'm just saying in pickleball you just see such a big improvement. Like and it comes at every level. Like I know when I teach people and they just go out and drill for a few hours, they get better, and it's cool to see that.
Kyle Solenko says leg compression machines, get on them. maybe.
Is that what Cassandra Gerke uses?
Are those
Like
those
compression?
big things that are like cold?
Oh, I've seen those lately. Yeah, they're actually at the APP Punta Gorda. They were demoing them out in the parking lot area there. I think that's what he's talking
Oh,
about.
yeah. Okay.
Leah, doesn't Tyson do that too?
Yeah, he
Those
does
leg
those. Those are like his newest things.
Hmm.
Tyson like has everything. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
he has like 10 different machines.
I
We
can
gotta go to
I
imagine.
his
should just ask for one
Yeah.
of them.
There you go. He doesn't need it probably.
Yeah, he doesn't need all 30,000. He can spare 10,000 of his recovery equipment, right?
He should be able to. For Leia, I think
Yeah,
he
he
would.
should.
Yeah,
I think he would for me too.
yeah, that's cool. So that's one thing we actually haven't talked about tonight yet. We really haven't touched on is your previous sports before pickleball. You mentioned you guys both played college tennis. Lauren, let's start with you. Like, talk about your tennis career and how it kind of translated into pickleball.
Sure, yeah. I started as a young kid, played a tournament almost every single weekend since I was 7 years old.
Wow.
My dad was my coach my entire life, so it made it a little easier. Played in high school, then I played for Columbia in New York my freshman year, and ended up transferring back to Santa Barbara, where I played for a school called Westmont, and played there for 3 years. And during that time, I took one semester off and thought I would just dip my toe in the professional tennis tour, which I don't even think you can really call it that. I just played the lower level, like ITFs, and it was very brutal. Got, some WTA points in doubles, but just very minimal. So after a few months, I panicked about money and decided to go back to school. And I think that was a good decision. And then, yeah, after college, I taught tennis for a while. And one of my tennis students actually introduced me to pickleball, and played once, wasn't that into it the first time. Then about 6 months later, I played again. And then I asked, the people I was playing with, like, where's their tournament? Like, I want to play a tournament, because that's just how I am. I'm so competitive. Previously to that, I was playing spike ball just for fun, but I, of course, had to ask, like, where's the tournament? So I would go play spike ball tournaments, and I sucked, but I wanted to go play and compete. So now, once I played that pickleball tournament, it was just, now it's everything. All I do is play pickleball.
That's great.
Game over.
That's kind of my story.
You
I
hear
also
that story a lot?
actually, just to mention though,
Yeah.
I did play a junior tennis match against Lea's sister growing up.
Yeah.
So we
Really?
actually
They did.
kind of have some
wow.
connection.
She
way back.
remembered her because of her outburst on the court. She's a little
Yes.
bit like me. She's a little bit animated on the
similar.
court.
Okay.
Just slightly.
We didn't realize that until we met each other.
Well, it's kind of
I
crazy
have to bring up Maya too again. Oh, sorry, Eddie.
No, I was gonna say you do hear this crossover between people in tennis that also then kind of know each other through the pickleball world. But please continue with what you were gonna say.
Oh, I was going to say the other thing we put together randomly is Maya's Lea's sister. Her fiance is the brother. This sounds complicated. Is the brother of the guy I was absolutely in love with in college. So everybody can go now look at who that is. But that was another like random connection. Like, she just told me who Maya's fiance was, and I was like, oh my gosh, you've got to be kidding me. It's like all these weird connections. But anyways,
That's crazy.
It's
Small
so
world,
funny
right?
you remembered playing her too.
like it was in like the 12s or 14s. So like 10 years ago at least.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But I've got
that's
a
wild.
weird memory for scores and people I've played in tennis. But now I have a terrible memory in general. So
I know, but now you can't remember it.
I know. I'm the worst.
Is it so? Your memory has gotten worse over the last few years?
I'm not sure if I have like early onset Alzheimer's or like if I just like don't pay attention in life. But like for some reason I have just like Lea will bring some home and be like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Like maybe I should go to a doctor. I don't
That's
know.
funny. Yeah. Wait till you get into your late 30s. I don't want to sound like that old man that's like, oh, just wait. But I tell you what, the last few years remembering stuff is like, Webby will tell you. I forget stuff all the time. It's probably frustrating as hell working with me, but yeah,
It is. It
See?
definitely is.
That's cool. So Lauren, we touched on your tennis background. Lea, obviously you have a tennis background as well. Do you want to talk about that and kind of leading into pickleball?
Yeah, so I played like Lauren, my dad was my coach, and Tyson actually was my practice partner in tennis growing up, and my dad was his coach. And that kind of led me into pickleball. My dad was on Facebook, and he was like, gosh, Tyson keeps on playing this thing because, you know, Tyson's pretty active on social media. And I met up with Tyson one time. He was like, you should try it. And he connected me with Andrea in Grand Rapids because they were playing mixed together at the time. And yeah, the rest is history. I always say that the one good thing that tennis brought me was pickleball.
Wow. That should be on a freaking shirt or something. Like that's.
It really should, because honestly, it's so much fun. You couldn't have forced me to go practice anything in tennis. And I mean, I'll do anything for pickleball. I'll go out and play 8 hours. It's so much fun.
That's so cool. You mentioned your dad saw Tyson on Facebook. How come you don't have a Facebook account?
So I'm pretty like, I don't know, Lauren will tell you, I'm just not on the grid, but I do have an Instagram. If people want to start following me on Instagram, I'm going to get on Facebook. It's going to be a slow progression. But yeah, at first I was like, well, I don't need to, but now I have to. So now I'm getting on. And you know, I've been like, Lauren caught me scrolling on it today. She's like, how's the social media going? It's kind of addicting.
Don't get sucked into it. Because
I need like I'm just trying to figure out what to post and how to like make yourself known. I don't know. It's all a formula.
Oh, it's totally a formula. There's a whole game to it. I'll be honest with you. I literally was. I'm not exaggerating. I was going to delete my Facebook account right as Webby and I were starting Eddie and Webby, and I was like, I don't want this. It's all a bunch of political crap. Like I don't care. And then I realized that 99.9% of the pickleball world is on Facebook. So I'm like, well, now I can't get rid of it. If we want to be able to get our content out there, we kind of have to be on Facebook. So I was right there with you. I was ready to let it go. And if it wasn't for pickleball, social media, I would have gotten rid of that a long time ago.
Yeah, all my family say I need to get on it too, so I can share the live stream so they can actually figure out how to watch me.
It's smart. It's a good use of it.
It'll be happening.
Well, good. Once you do, then when we go to tag you and stuff, we'll actually be able to, because right now we can't. So.
Well, you can tag me on Insta. So.
Okay. Webby, any questions coming in on social media that we want to bring up here?
Yeah, we've actually had quite a few questions and comments on social media. I'll just get to a couple of them here. A few people are very interested in your partner situation. We've got one here from Lynn, and Lynn wants to know, who are your mixed doubles partners?
You want to go first, Lea?
Yeah, so I am kind of like mixing around with 3 this year. Steve Deacon, Patrick Smith, and J.W. Johnson, actually. He's a big up-and-comer, and I'm a huge fan of his game, so I'm really excited about that. I'm playing with him in both tournaments, and I'm playing with him in Mesa. No, not Mesa. I'm playing with him at Simone's and at World Pickleball Championship. So you guys will definitely be seeing his name if he decides to go full-time.
Yeah, ditch that tennis stuff, JW.
I know.
Come to the light side. Get away from the dark side.
We tell him all the time.
We do.
That's cool.
That kid is good, and
that kid is good.
Better and better.
Yep.
He's like from the time I saw him in Hilton Head to the time now, I'm like, I knew it. Like he's just so talented.
Oh yeah.
And he's such a nice guy. Such a nice kid.
Oh yeah, so humble, sweetest kid.
Solid game.
Yeah,
What-
we played some rec games with him in at Punta Gorda 2 weeks ago. Leia wanted some practice. She was playing with Kyle, and
I
I told
told him
was
to
like,
blow me up,
JW,
and
we're
he
not.
definitely did.
Yeah, he's just like, he's very intense. Like, he can just go like 100%. I said, hey, JW, we're not going to lose one game, and we didn't. And then he's like, well,
No,
you
they
told me
didn't.
we weren't going to lose one game. I was like,
He
I
didn't miss
I wasn't
one
serious.
shot.
He
That's
didn't.
cool.
He zoned.
It got me pretty excited about February, though.
That's great.
Nice. What about you, Lauren? What's your mixed doubles situation looking like in 2021?
Yeah, so I would say, again, same thing. Like, I'm 90% with Patrick Smith. Leia picked him up for a few, so I'll be rooting them on when they play together at a couple. And then the ones that I'm not playing with him, I am playing with Steve Deacon. So we kind of have a little swap going here. Yeah, and I love playing with both of them. So I'm really excited for a mix this year. It's going to be fun.
Nice.
Everybody you mentioned, they all seem like fun partners that are very encouraging. They're a very pleasant energy to be out there. So, I mean, and obviously they're some of the best in the game. So that's pretty awesome that you guys are going to be playing with them this year. It's exciting.
Yeah, I was really lucky to meet Pat last year in March, actually, and we ended up kind of connecting and deciding to play a few together, and it's been so much fun. I think he has like the best come-ons in pickleball. I think he gets so excited out there.
The two of them together, their come on is so loud.
It's usually pretty in sync, so that team chemistry is there for sure. He and I talk about that a lot. It's pretty fun. So we have the World Pickleball Championships next week, so I'm excited for that.
Nice. I love a good come on and a good let's go. Like, it gets everybody so fired up. I dig it.
Oh yeah, it's my favorite part. I love it.
Yeah.
Even if it's coming from my opponents. I'm like, yeah, sweet, bring it.
Yeah.
We got a question here from Nicola, and he says, how far in advance are you booking partners?
I mean, I pretty much have my year booked out, but it's a little easier for me because I have, mostly Leia, mostly Pat. So it's easy to kind of book it out once you kind of find your, someone you enjoy playing with and gel with. Yeah, that's a tough one to answer. But yeah, I mean, I have my whole year booked out, so I guess that answers it.
Yeah, I mean, I think usually what people do is kind of like midway through the year, and as the tournaments come out, you kind of see it. But usually you're kind of booked out like a year in advance. It's usually about like a year, I would say.
Okay.
It can be a good or a bad thing.
All right. We got one more question I want to get to here on Facebook. This one comes from John Petty, and he says, what's it like playing with and against Ty Petty? Are you both excited about your / exhibition at Pop in Knoxville tomorrow?
Let me tell you, Ty Petty hits the ball harder than most people on tour. He hits the ball so hard.
Really?
It's possibly harder than Daniel De La Rosa, and I don't even think that's possible. It's
hard. Tyson drives hard, but Ty can drive it pretty hard too. But he's the nicest guy. So fun to play with. I was gonna say,
Ty might be the nicest person I've ever met in pickleball.
Yes.
He is.
Yes. Just so nice.
He's the happiest guy every single day. Never seen him any different. I can't say enough good things about him. I'm really lucky that he lives in Knoxville so I can play with him. He's a lot of fun.
That's cool.
Oh, and yes, excited about it.
Yes, we're excited.
And is this exhibition going to be live stream? Are we going to be able to watch it?
Oh, I might live stream it on my
live stream it.
There you go.
I'm sure Ty will live stream it.
Cool.
Oh, Ty will for sure live stream it. If he doesn't, I will maybe. depending on how I feel. But I will say we are playing also with this guy. His name is Tito Ladro. I don't know how you pronounce his last name, but watch out for
He's
him
good.
in the next year. I think he's going to start making an appearance in some tournaments, and he's my training partner when I'm in Knoxville. And this guy is very good. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see his name next year.
All right. Keep an eye out for that, guys. If he's good enough to train with you, then obviously he's going to make.
Oh, he kicks my butt
for sure. That's cool.
He's good.
Love it. Well, guys, this has been a lot of fun here. I feel like we just barely have been able to scratch the surface, and we definitely want to make sure that we can have you on again sometime in the future. But we always like to give everybody on the show an opportunity to talk about anything that's kind of coming up for them in the future, shout out sponsors, talk about how people can follow you on social media. Lea, why don't we start with you? We already know the social media answer, and that's you're going to start on it, but I'm just messing with you. How can
follow me on
you?
Instagram, guys.
Okay.
Well, I just started it a few days ago, and I don't know. I'm still on the 2 digits. We're almost to the 3 digits, so we're getting up there. But yeah, follow me on Instagram. I'll get on Facebook soon to share all the live streams, but also follow Engage Pickleball as well. Try out the Maverick. It's a game changer. Changed my game. I'm a true believer in that. And yeah, just kind of look for me and Lauren at these upcoming tournaments.
That's cool. And what
on
is
both
your...
the PPA and the APP tour?
Yes. 30 for you, 36 for Lauren. I'm keeping count.
Lauren's gone every week.
Yep. Oh, I think we lost Lauren here for a second. Uh-oh.
It looks like it.
Yeah, she's frozen. So it's all about you right
Lauren,
now,
the
Lea.
most important part.
Let's talk about Engage. So how long have you been playing with the Maverick for?
I'll give you my Maverick story, actually.
Yeah.
So I played a tournament out in Newport, and it was awful. And I was like, I'm done. I needed my new paddle. I was searching for a paddle for a year. And 5 days before the Texas Open 2020, which is where kind of a lot of people got to know me, and I guess was kind of like my breakout tournament.
Yeah.
I started using the Engage Maverick, and then I went to Cincinnati, and I had a really good tournament there. And ever since then, I've been doing well. So if you are searching for a paddle, try it. I am a true believer. It's the best paddle in the market. Lauren will say otherwise, but I believe that.
Well, it's the best paddle for you, which is great. And obviously, that's...
Yes.
to me, it's like a paddle's not going to make you a pro player, but if you can get comfortable with one, it's certainly, well, yeah, but it certainly is going to allow your talents to shine through as best as possible. And that's awesome.
Yeah, I always said a paddle wasn't a racket, but it really is.
Oh yeah. It can make a difference. I know when I try and play with anything other than my Tempest Wave Pro, I can't. I always go back to it. So it's finding the one that works for you. Lauren, same question to you. How can people follow you? Shout outs to any sponsors. I know you dropped there for a minute, but it looks like you're back, right?
Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
We can. I feel like you're like awkwardly standing in a hallway or something to try and get the best Wi-Fi signal right now.
I am, and it is awkward.
Looking good.
Well, I can't go downstairs because we'll hear the echo from Lea again. So I can't. So yeah, it's awkward. Anyways, yes. Here I am. Yeah, so my social is Lolo_strat_PB. And I post as much as I can, a lot about my dog on there, but trying to put a lot more pickleball content this coming year. Gonna really give people more of a look into, we both will, just like a look more behind the scenes into our training, our drilling, our traveling, maybe like some tips every single week, like just so we can just give some helpful hints for people to kind of see what we're working on and how they can help or improve their own games. So we're excited to start putting out some new content. And my Facebook is just my name, Lauren Stratman. And big shout out to Electrum Pickleball. I just re-signed with them for this year. They were great to me last year. I have to say the same thing as Lea, is like corny as it's, the Electrum paddle literally changed my game. Like it really did. I feel like it has the most grip and spin that any paddle out there has, just due to the texture of the paddle itself. And it's also combined with a lot of power and pop. So I feel like I have the best of both worlds playing with this paddle. And so it's been such a blessing to be with their team, and we have a great team surrounding us, and super thankful to be with them. And if anyone wants to try one out or buy one out, you can use discount code LOLOSTRAT. I think you'll get some kind of discount on there. But ask me any questions. If anyone has questions about it, I love to answer it. So
Cool. We'll throw all links to your social media accounts down below, as well as your sponsors after we post this after the live stream. So you guys can all check them out. There's actually a question here from Kelly. Lea, what is your Instagram handle?
Oh, I think it's Lea Jansen 2020. So do use that right now, but that needs to be changed. Right, Lauren? Right, Kate?
That will change. It might be Princess Leia 2020.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely got to make it Princess Leia.
So it's Lea Jansen 2020 right now. It's pretty lame, but within the next couple days and especially weeks, especially when we're in Mesa together, we'll be throwing out a lot of stuff. And just when we're on the road in general. That's on our list of things to do.
Love it.
And Eddie, sorry, really fast, I have to shout out Chicken and Pickle. I'm the first sponsored player from Chicken and Pickle, and I'm so grateful for them. They are an amazing group of people, and I am just so happy to be a part of their team. So, like I said, go visit, go play, sign up for our clinic next month, and we hope we see some people there.
That's right. And Webby and I love to support any companies that are invested into pickleball. So we love them all. And guys, again, thank you so much for coming on tonight. This has been an absolute blast. I look forward to seeing you at World Pickleball Championship, Florida Grand Slam, Simone's Tournament, and let's see, Delray Beach, and who knows what other tournaments that I'll be at. It'll be cool to see you guys in person again.
If you're going to one, we'll be there.
I'll be there for sure. Most likely Leia will be there.
Yeah.
More than likely I'll be picked up along the way too.
Yeah, pretty much.
I was gonna say, I'll convince Leia to come to my other 6. So she'll be there. She'll have 36 as well. Like, let's not kid ourselves.
Right.
Yeah.
That's great. 36 tournaments. I still can't get over that. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Well, guys, I can't wait to see you at some of these tournaments. Keep crushing it out there. Obviously, you guys are making a huge name for yourselves in pickleball. I love what you're doing for the sport. Keep it going. I look forward to seeing more stuff on social media. 2021 is going to be a huge year for pickleball, and I hope it's a great year for you guys as well.
Thanks so much for having us. This was so fun.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks.
My pleasure, guys, and we will talk to you soon.
Thanks, Eddie.
Sounds
Thanks,
good.
Webby.
See ya.
All right, we'll see you later.
Yeah, thank you guys. Man,
cool
such
are
a
they,
fun
huh?
episode. That was very cool. And like this tonight was like a great example of like the purpose of the show, because I've seen Lauren and Lea play in a bunch of tournaments lately. They do an awesome job, but I feel like I didn't really know much about them.
Yep.
And we had this comment from Lynn I want to put back up on the screen that was is great. It says, Lea seems so sweet, not like her game face.
Mhm.
And that's exactly what our show is all about. Like, we want to let people get to know who the pros are. Like, we know they're awesome on the court. We know they're intense on the court, but it's awesome to get to know like who they really are, a little bit more about their personality. And yeah, Lea is such an awesome person, super nice, but you wouldn't know that by looking at her on the court, because I mean, when she's on the court, that game face comes on and she's intense.
Yeah, I feel like she wants to punch me.
Right.
But obviously,
yeah,
knowing her off the court, I totally agree. It's a totally different experience. But I agree with you. That's one of the things I love about this, is that it gives people the opportunity to see a different side of a lot of these players. And I hope tonight, Lauren and Lea felt comfortable to kind of share themselves, because it's not easy for everybody to put themselves out there. And that's another reason why I think sometimes having two guests on at the same time can sometimes work a little bit better, because it's almost like the pressure's off you, and you can kind of, especially because they're such good friends. I felt like there was that great chemistry there as well, which it was awesome. It was really cool to hang out with them.
Oh, for sure. Super fun. And yeah, I loved it, just hanging back, kind of listening to you interview them and hear what they had to say. I thought it was great. You did a great job interviewing. I thought it was a fun episode.
Well, thank you. Honestly, with people like them, I don't even really see it as an interview. I like if I showed you my notes, I literally have like 5 bullet points of just topics I wanted to talk about. But I kind of knew with them and their personalities, hey, it's just, let's talk. Let's have a conversation. Let's make it about pickleball.
Yeah.
Let's make it about them, and it's going to be a blast. So tons of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Definitely check out their social media. We'll put links to all that stuff down below after the fact. And Webby, is there anything else that we wanted to talk about today during this amazing podcast?
No, I think that's it for this episode. I thought it was a very fun one. I loved it. And another great one for the show.
That's right. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And guys, as we mentioned, we're going to be doing Thinking Around with Eddie and Webby after this, but it's going to be the first time where we're actually going to take the entire stream down. It'll be about 5 minutes or so. We'll get Thinking Around with Eddie and Webby number 32 right back up after that. And this has been episode number 82, which means there's 82 of you still out there. And guess what, Webby?
What?
We love them. We love all 82 of you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And on that note, I'm Eddie.
And until next time, this is Webby, not Eddie, signing off.
See ya.